Why didn't you sign Tiwa? She said she came to you people.
We couldn't afford to.
Oh, okay.
We couldn't afford to.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, it was. I thought
so. It wasn't a talent, or
the funny thing about Tiwa is that Tiwa actually, Tiwa and my sister, knew each other. They had mutual friends. I think they were even in school, maybe QC or.
Okay, so
those days
you knew of her.
So I knew of her even when we were in Yankee. I knew of her, and I'd heard she'd done some things online. Then I think she'd done this. Whether it was a Brandy rendition or the national anthem or something, but I'd known of her and I thought she was brilliant. But, Shegun, Tunde and I, and even when Shegun now left the picture, it was more Tunde and I, we'd always said, don't bite off more than you can chew. So we were never the kind of label that would stockpile people and not be able to push them or work on them. And Tiwa was brilliant, but we just couldn't afford to say, let's take on yet somebody else. And, the resources we had were scarce. So it's like, by the time you're pushing this person, pushing that person, you kind of want to who else I wanted to sign? Way in the beginning, I wanted to sign Brymo. The first time Chego and I had heard Brymo's music, it was like, yo, this guy is dope, it'd be great. And I think we even got in touch at the time, but when we were looking at the accounts and the money that you had,
it's not really aligned.
You make decisions to say, okay, I can't do it at this time. And I think for Tiwa, I think she's made a joke about it that she came to us and
she joked about it here. She listed all of you. EMA, Storm Records.
It definitely wasn't from a standpoint of not believing in her. Yeah. It was from a standpoint of, that's the other thing, because when an artist is successful, it's the artist's credits. When an artist doesn't become successful, it's the label's fault.
Yeah, people do that a lot. Yeah.
So
you have to be careful.
So you have to be as a small company that has only a certain number of resources. And at the time, it was the money that we were making when I'm performing. We're taking that money and putting it back in the company. When I signed the deal with Samsung, matter of fact, when I signed the deal, we would split the money in half. Half of it would, or even more. Actually, what am I saying? A considerable chunk of it would go right back into the company.
Yeah.
And then what is left, we would now share it with Tunde, Shego, and myself. So, okay, well done. We have
so there's
tried.
Plenty.
So it's like there's only so much.
You can,
and you have to shoot videos, you have to do photo shoots, you have to pay school fees, you have to, my mother is sick, my this is that. You have to pay rent, you have to, give people an allowance before they're even starting. You have to buy food. There was a time there were like 12 people living with me in Ogudu. Wiz and his one or two people, Skills and one or two people. At one point, Shady, Suka, the engineer, Osage, Niola, Uche, that's now brilliant in Nollywood. I had a house full of people, and you got to feed everybody. You got to, provide for everybody. So it's just you do the best you can with what you've got.
Yeah.
And Tiwa just came at a time that we just didn't have enough.
Yeah.
So it wasn't from me. Tiwa, and she knows.
Of course, I could tell she was just teasing. But she still had truth.
And my own truth is I didn't have the money.